What's in the box? What is in the box? Okay, so what do we got going?
So, winter, it froze. It busted this old T-fitting out. So I cracked it along here, cracked that pipe open. You can see all the fractures.
Yep.
So I've since then, I was trying to pull this off without cutting any of it, but it's still too solid, so I just cut it off.
I'm amazed that that is the only
one.
bust we had.
The only one. But I tried to fix it with some Marine JB Weld. It was still leaking. This top pipe wasn't fully sealed.
Why is this water so clear?
Because it has a lot of new water in it.
Okay, so
that was the
topped
lowest
it.
one. That's what I filled it out
Got
with.
it, got it.
So that's why that one is so clean.
Okay, so you got some sleeves and some fittings. You're going to put that T-pipe and then use those sleeves to fill that gap.
Correct. And I've still got some pieces of pipe, some little miscellaneous pieces that I can use to fit in the gaps.
And I think our fish died. I think it got cold enough.
I've not seen the fish, but fish float when they die.
Well, not always.
From what I've seen.
You just see floating fish when they're dead because they happen to be floating. But in the past, I thought they've died before too, and
A bunch of bugs.
they came back up, yeah. But I think we actually lost them this time.
Order more?
Yeah. Of all places to order fish, you would not expect, or at least I didn't expect, Amazon.
I would have guessed that.
There are fish hatcheries and aquarium stores on Amazon, and once we get this, you can see how dirty this is.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of debris floating around in there. Once we get this up to level, this will drain into here. This is our particle separator, and all the gunk will sit down in this tank for the most part. So once you get it fired, I'll go ahead and order some fish today. They'll show up here probably by Friday. We'll have them.
I'll put this back together, and then closer to the end of the day, that way it's got a little time to dry, I'll fill it back up and turn it on.
Cool. Once you have it, before you turn it on, just come grab me.
Okay. So I've just got it filling out of here to top the rest of these off. And then I lowered that a little bit because that end wasn't dumping any water at all.
Lowered it by just cutting this brace?
Actually, I just kicked it out a little bit.
Okay.
I lowered it a little, adjusted the valves, and I've lowered that so that these pipes are fairly even in that barrel, and both sides should get even flow.
Yeah, the big problem was that this one is too tall.
Yeah, well, I've got them both about even now.
Good. How long is this going to stay here?
It should actually stay there.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Cool.
Once I've got water in it, I'll turn the pump on. And
So we're on city water here. We don't have a well in place yet. When we lose water to evaporation, we just put it in from the hose. And this system has 4 big air stones in each of the tanks.
there's your air pump right there.
There's our air pump.
Unit.
And then with just the circulation, any chlorine that's in there off gases pretty fast. Occasionally I will pull water out of here with a pump to water raised bed gardens and stuff. This is kind of where the water comes.
Just now got water in the lines.
I've also got a big water tank over here, a stock tank, and we filled that off of the hose forever ago, and then it just catches rain. So any chlorine that's in there, even if we do put hose water in, it evaporates off pretty fast. You did what? You have water in the lines?
I have water in these lines at this point, no leaks. That stuff actually sets really fast.
What is it?
I don't know. Some all-purpose. It's
Cool.
really thick.
No worry with fish or anything?
No, because it's a clear.
What does that mean?
Clear cement. I was told to use clear cement.
Who told you that?
Tad did.
Tad. Tad.
Tad.
What does Tad know? Tad. Maybe we want a purple tint to our fish.
Purple fish?
It's got the UV stabilizer and that purple glue. So this is spinach, this is Swiss chard.
Are you going to drop those in net pots? What do you...
I kind of thought about it, but no, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to put them in the beds in the row house.
Okay.
We'll start some seed starts for the net pots.
Getting ventilation in that greenhouse.
Yeah, we'll just have to run a big fan on the end. Maybe even just a smaller one up in that archway. What's in the box? What is in the box? I ordered goldfish. butterfly koi to be exact. I ordered them Wednesday night, and tracking and Amazon of all places is where we ordered them. Toledo Goldfish on Amazon, and we ordered fish from them last year. I ordered them Wednesday night this time, and they said they'd be here Monday, and they showed up today. No problem. Shipped next day, Air Saver. Perfect. So we bought fish from the same place last year. Fish did great, but we had a freeze, several days of freeze. So much freeze, in fact, that these IBC totes were solid blocks of ice for the most part. So my plan with them showing up Monday was that I was going to drain this system out and put new water in and let it aerate and off gas over the weekend, and we would just put the new fish in. Fish are here before expected. Not a problem. We'll just put them back in the water. So this weekend probably we'll start some seed trays with some humidity and heat covers over them, and just let them start sprouting lettuces. And then next week sometime we will pop them in the trays. Still a little warm, but lettuce likes it cooler than warm. As soon as it starts getting too warm, they just go crazy and you don't get a good lettuce out here. We would actually have to cool it probably later in the year to produce much lettuce here. So 30 minutes, we're going to let them float, and then we're going to pull them out and let them go in there. You can kind of see them. Once they settle down, we'll feed, and then you'll see them a little better. Before we pull them out, we'll kind of try to show them to you.
These ones are super even.
Yeah, they look good.
These ones are kind of...
I heard a little chugging over here, I thought. I guess not.
It's probably the fill.
So the guys are here. Tim and Matt are back in town, and they're working on this shed. This shed was a repo, had an old floor in it. They've already ripped the floor out this morning. We were waiting for the tractor to get here. We need an excavator, and we got another skid steer.
Oh, we actually have both
instead of the excavator we need. So that driver just dropped the skid steer, left it here, and he's going to pick up or he's going to pick something else up. Another truck's bringing an excavator and going to pick the skid steer up. What we're doing is exposing the water line and running the septic into the tank that's been in place for several months. So they're just kind of doing what they can do right now until we get that excavator. We just have a 35 coming, a Kubota 35 Mini X with a 12-inch bucket, and they're going to uncover that water line. It basically comes in and runs across here. So they're going to dig across a small trench, find it, and then chase it to the U, or the 90-degree angle. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. What time did you say it was?
What time did I say it was?
Yeah.
Well, it said 20 to 30.
Oh, you had a whole dance and a song and everything you just did.
It wasn't a dance.
All right, let's see them. Here, pull them down here where we can try to see them before we release them.
Bag got heavier.
Can you hold it up in the air? That's good right there.
I like that spotted black one.
How many are in there? I called myself. Oh, you know what? I'll bet I bought 6 10-inch fish. Those do not look 10-inch.
Those do not look 10-inch. I'm going to say there's only 6. Let me open this top here.
Maybe they duplicated our last order by accident. Surely not.
I don't think so.
I usually keep scissors out here. Okay. Is that one caught in that other band?
Yeah.
Kind of. Right to your face.
Alright.
Okay. Man, I would just hold them up there and kind of cut it. Well, however you want to do it.
Put a slit in this, and then I'll just kind of pour them in there.
Cool.
This won't.
Hold on, let me get on that side. Come on, Nemos. Yeah, that's a pretty one.
And fish in the sea.
And you won't see them again for days.
Chicken of the family.
Do we trust that this is waterproof? I'm going to go with no.
Your camera?
Yeah, it is, but is that cover on well?
It claims it, but I wouldn't trust
Here.
it. Yeah, I pulled that off the other day.
Yeah, let me tap it out. Do you have another one?
I believe I do. I have to go look at the garage real fast.
That'll work for now.
Careful, it's all broke off. If you twist it too hard, you'll shear it off.
Okay. Little tip, anytime you're going to cut this plastic stuff, before you ever use it, rinse the tanks out. We didn't do that, and we have pieces of plastic that continue to accumulate and block things up. They're getting in the pump, and every month or so we open that pump up when it starts squealing or making noise, and there's just pieces of plastic in there because we didn't rinse the system out first. So
make sure you have enough water in there, because your pump sometimes will push more water than gets in those lines and it'll run dry.
also have a backup pump. Always have a separate pump just sitting there. When you find a pump system you like, buy a couple extras of those things. Just so you have them, you can just swap them right into place.
Always have a shut-off valve in front of the pump.
And however many shut-off valves you need, you will never be disappointed if you add extras. Like, it'd be nice to be able to cut this line off here, cut this line off here, just so you can dry that fitting out should you need to replace something. The more
you have one side go down, you don't have to cut the whole thing.
The more valves you put in, the happier you're going to be. You're never going to go, man, I wish that valve wasn't there. Usually take a few days for these fish to start coming up. I always splash my fingers when I feed them, so they know that's kind of a signal. And they'll actually become somewhat tame, where you can almost kind of reach in and touch them when you feed them. So we'll give them a little more time, and then we'll put some feed in there. I would do it now, but I just got my hands all wet and I'm holding the camera right now. So we'll give it a shot in a couple hours, see if we can get them to come up and eat.